Welcome to Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Megan Payton. Today we are going to get into the news and rumors going around Steelers nations, but we want you guys to subscribe to this channel. We want to keep giving you guys free videos. All we ask is for you to subscribe. We're at 4,112 subscribers. Help us get to 5,000. I know 80% of you aren't subscribed, so join the 20% and start getting notified for free Steelers content. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, BetQL. They are the #1 app. If you guys are going to be making any bets this year, they are the ones to use to make sure you have the correct kind of bets. All of this to come, but their best bets algorithm went 13-2 in 5-star bets for this NFL Week 1, Thursday through Sunday. All of this we'll describe later. It's in the description. Use the link below me. And in checkout, you've got to use Chat Steelers for 25% off of all of their subscription offerings. So the Steelers are going into Week 2 happy about their win. They are going to be facing the Las Vegas Raiders, who are also coming off of a very emotional roller coaster win. They'll be hosting them and Steelers home. A lot more to come on this preview. Just check out our video that'll be up on Thursday. Now to get into some news and rumors going around Steelers Nation. The first one being, are the Steelers interested in UNC's quarterback, Sam Howell? Well, UNC's coach, Mac Brown, he put on his Twitter that he had met with GM Kevin Colbert earlier this week, thanking him and NFL personnel for visiting. And now this is a normal thing that GMs and scouts do. They go around different colleges to kind of scout out some guys. But the timing of this one is kind of what raised some eyebrows. So Howell is a projected first-round draft pick in 2022. I think there's plenty of reason to believe that the Steelers are trying to find their next franchise quarterback. We're not sure when Big Ben's going to retire, but we know he's not going to have a lot more time left. So they're preparing themselves. And I think that this makes sense. Sam Howell's a good prospect. They want to kind of get an early look at him. And I think we can expect to see a lot more college visits happening from the Steelers. But do you guys think the Steelers should draft UNC's quarterback, Sam Howell? If so, type Y or type N for no. Want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. So far, Sam Howell has started off the year okay. He had a rough start their first game. The second game, he really improved. He has a completion percentage of 62.3 so far, 560 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not great. But I think no matter what, Sam Howell is going to be considered a top quarterback come this spring. He is going to be a top prospect in the draft. So it's good to keep eyes on him early on. We'll see what happens as far as the Steelers' thoughts and where they end up, obviously, in the draft is going to have a lot of impact on who they're able to get. And I know I mentioned this earlier, but I want to tell you guys a little bit more about BetQL. BetQL's computer model scans over like 350,000 unique bets. They've got everything from player props, spreads, over-unders. They give the best bet recommendations. And like I said, they went 13-2 on 5-star bets in NFL Week 1 games Thursday through Sunday. They are the people to use. If you want to have good recommendations for who you should bet on, use BetQL. Chatsports.com/SteelersQL and use the discount code ChatSteelers for 25% off of their subscription offerings. You can find all of this in the description below. Number 2 on Steelers news and rumors. Zach Banner off IR when he's eligible. That's the news right now. Pittsburgh Steelers right tackle Zach Banner, he's currently on a short-term injured reserve because he's dealing with that ACL injury. He tore his ACL last year, ending his 2020 season, and now we're still seeing some repercussions from that. Whether he had a setback and kind of re-injured it or he's just still healing, we're not sure because Coach Mike Tomlin, he's been pretty vague about this. But Zach Banner, I think he's pretty confident. He went on the 93.7 show saying that the plan for him is still to be activated for the week 4 matchup against Green Bay, which is a good game for him to come back on. So his PFF career stats, he has 1 sack. He's got 1 hit, 5 hurries. So that's pretty good for a guy like this. I mean, it's not a lot to deal with, but he's only allowed 1 sack, 1 hit and 5 hurries, 7 pressures. I like what we're seeing from him. He hasn't started many games or even participated in a ton, but I think that this is an area where we've talked about the Steelers are struggling in the O-line. If they can get a guy like this back early on, this will help out the Steelers early. So, like I said, we think that he's going to come back. Right now, it's been a little bit of a rough start for the Steelers in their O-line. And Zach Banner also has a good run game. Run grade. He's got a 40, well, his 2017 wasn't great, 48.4, but in 2019, he had 74.2 grade and a 69.3 in 2020. I'm not saying this is amazing, but I'm saying that the Steelers are dealing with such a young group of O-line guys that they need someone like him to help out. Recently, we knew that Chukwuma Okorafor kind of took over at that right tackle place, replacing Zach Banner, which then forced the Steelers to bring on Dan Moore Jr. as left tackle. He's a rookie. So I think Dan Moore Jr. would be better suited as kind of a depth guy, as a backup. Bring back Zach Banner, put him at right tackle, and put Chukwuma Okorafor back at left tackle. That's what the Steelers want to do. Hopefully this will happen in week 4 against the Packers. That's a tough game, so that'd be a good game to see Zach Banner back for. Right now, we're going to ask you guys, subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. It is all we ask of you guys. These videos are free. We want to keep giving you free videos. Help us get to 5,000 subscribers by clicking on that big red button. Next up on the news and rumors list, are the Steelers going to trade James Washington? And I hate to bring it back because I know it's been talked about in the offseason. It was talked about earlier this season, but he was ranked number 4 on Bleacher Report's trade block big board. So it's coming back up. According to ESPN, Adam Schefter, a while ago, he approached the team early preseason saying that he was requesting a trade. However, then like a month later, it seemed to be that he was okay and happy at Pittsburgh. This was a while ago. He said to ESPN, Brooke Proyer, saying, as far as me being happy in Pittsburgh, I love it here. Who wouldn't be happy playing football as their job? But I'd be surprised if James Washington is actually as satisfied as we think. In week 1, he only had 2 receptions for 10 yards, no touchdowns, 9 long. And this, I mean, for the Steelers, it's great. You've got, a good amount of receivers in your depth chart. So I like what they're doing for him here, but I could see why he's upset. I think the Steelers should keep Washington. The question is, does Washington want to stay in Steelers Nation? Well, the fans clearly want him here too. Early on in last week's game, the fans took to Twitter saying, this is why you don't trade James Washington. It's your time to shine. A lot of them kept going on and on, just saying, I'm glad the Steelers didn't make that trade. This is a reminder to, under no circumstance should we trade James Washington. So they've spoke their mind, but I want you guys to speak your mind. Do you think it's time to trade James Washington? Let me know in the comments. Type T for trade or type K for keep. BetQL, guys, I told you they're amazing model and how they give good best bet recommendations, but they're also working with BetMGM. If you go to chatsports.com/SteelersMGM, you can sign up and create an account on BetMGM, deposit $10 into your account, bet $10, and then you're going to receive a free year of BetQL 24 hours after your first bet. It is that simple. This is the place to be. If you guys are going to be spending your money, spend it wisely. All of this is in the description below. Make sure you check out BetQL. Lastly, for today, we are going to take just a quick peek at the injury update. All is pretty well on the Steelers side of things. They're still taking a peek right now at inside linebacker Robert Spillane, who has a shin injury during the warm-ups of the last game. He was inactive. So we're not sure what's going to happen there. But other than that, the Steelers are pretty good. I mean, Mike Tomlin said they're mostly dealing with bumps and bruises, which is a good thing. They're monitoring some of the participation of veterans during practice. He mentioned that Big Ben might, not be used as much during practice just to keep him healthy, just prepare. But all of this to come in later videos. This is going to be a great week 2 matchup against the Raiders. I want you guys right now to predict your score. What do you think is going to happen in this week 2 matchup?